is in crisis, right? It's all bikini and beads, it's all carnality. The spectacle in the adult carnival has disappeared. Probably I need to come up here. So the spectacle in the adult carnival has disappeared. At one point in time, it used to take you 2 hours to move from Independence Square to Queen Street. That's 2 blocks there. That's just because of the sheer amount of people bunched together. Everybody get together, touch. I know it's COVID. Come now, come. Bunch, come. Bunch, touch, shoulders, don't be frightened. This is what it used to be like in the 80s up to 92 with Trinidad style carnival. For you to get from here to there, this is how you used to be tight like that, shoulder to shoulder. This is how I used to be going to conferences all over the world, and there were papers being done in their dozens on the nature of negotiating crowds in Trinidad and Tobago Carnival and what that says about the Trinidad and Tobago personality. Now when they go downtown on Monday and Tuesday, Carnival Monday and Tuesday, it's empty. There's nobody there. The spectacle is gone, the thrill is gone. If you had told anybody that in 92 and 87, that will happen, everybody would tell you that's madness. This could never die. It could die. It comes with responsibility. And if we shirk that responsibility any further, we could be witnessing something very, very dread. We're witnessing right now all over the West Indies cricket was way ahead of the rest of the institutions of the Caribbean, about 40 years ahead. It showed that if you don't build the temples to transmit and document and pass on genius, that you will fall. The accidents of history that bred the greatest sporting team of all time, Guinness World Book of Records, the most winningest sporting team of all time. That team is now second to last in the world for the last 20-something years, almost 30-something years. Can't shift from that, but they could shift because they now start to get licks from Zimbabwe and stuff. So you might be first to last. Just now, it is possible to lose your superhumanity if you don't do the work. The good news, sort of kinda, is that the for the adults, the one space where dream time, the skill, and all of that still exists is in the kings and queens. And so you could one bunch here, and you could kind of get an idea what they're talking about. It is still the place where craziness happens and it's possible. Everything from this kind of weirdo, kind of alien creatures like that, to Native American gods, to Abacha Kaina ganja leaf, to Tantan and Saga Boy, to a sun god, to this alien visitors, high-tech alien visitor, to pure abstraction, to the hat I got for Christmas is too big, to this green goddess. There are no limits, there's no formula, it's complete dream time. And if you go prelims, I mean, we all know the ones that meet the finals. Prelims is a smorgasbord of madness. I mean, literally any brain fart, any kind of craziness that people come up with, you see, I mean, it's amazing because that's what it's about. It's about a space for people, and you see that you're watching this thing, and you're telling yourself, somebody spent 8 months building this craziness, you know, and took it from their house, and now, but that is the thing. A whole village come together to make this thing. And of course, dragons coming out your wazoo, you know, because we like a dragon in the king and queen. Last things. One young boy built this. This is the work of one youth, right? Heston Benton. You might see him somewhere around, floating around. It's a Moko drum beat. It's sitting down right now. Forget about that wheel, that's not part of the costume, that's just it sitting. His knees are bent from here to here stilts. When it extends, that goes up about 20 feet. We have to remove the branches and stuff for it to fit inside, that goes up an next 10. Talking about almost 30 feet of costume. So this is like a transformer, a walk-in breeding, transform, and it actually talks. It has mechanism. It says its name, moves and speaks, and it has LED lights inside of it and all that kind of stuff. One youth built this. He lost two of his elder female relatives, and he was contemplating mortality and family. And his father, both of them are the ones kind of responsible for his art and that kind of stuff. And he started seeing the family tree as a living, breathing thing. He contemplated it, he meditated on about 9 months, and then he built it in 1 month. And here it is now, Naru Saruman. His father's initials, Saruman, son of man. It's a living, breathing family tree. 30 foot. Walking, talking, moving.
You have a picture of it actually doing this?
I have footage of it, I can show you it on my phone. This too shall be destroyed. This shall go the way of all carnival flesh. We need to understand, one of the reasons we did this exhibition is to give us the sense of the majesty and the beauty, to see all the things and bring it all together in one place and all that stuff. But it's for us to feel the loss. Because when we said we were doing this exhibition, we know the unresponsibility of the Trinidadian, the carelessness of the Trinidadian. We declared it and we say, wait for the phone calls. Ring, ring, pick up the phone. Well, they have Barclay from 78, or they showing Barclay from 78. Right. Okay. Where was Wayne storing that costume from 78 all this time? And the other 30-something kings and queens he made? And where the hundreds of other designers storing each of their dozens of designs all this time, that in the last 60 years you never stumble upon it as you're walking across the island, you never open a room and say, oh shucks, sorry, I didn't realize those kings and queens were here, sorry. You're walking around, you must see that they're nowhere around. They are nowhere around, they're all gone, they're destroyed. Until we do better, until we build the home for it and the cathedral for it, that's the fate. Now we have made a commitment to Keston that a costume like this should be traveling all the Comic Cons in the world, like San Diego Comic Con and New York Comic Con and all those kind of things, competing against all them cosplay and that kind of stuff. They should be out there batting next to them. Japan would love a costume like this. The sensibility of Japan, they would love this. I want to see this walking around on the base of the skyscrapers of Dubai, being an ambassador for Trinidad and Tobago and for Carnival, for green, for family, for joy, for all the things that is embodied in something like this. You know, walking, talking, innovation that comes from the heart of the Trinidad and Tobago personality. So from giants to the miniatures. COVID, no carnival, no Kiddies Carnival, and you know Kiddies Carnival is where the spectacle still lives, where the design still lives. It is where what we used to be doing all the time still happens with Kiddies Carnival. Long may it reign. Red Cross in their wisdom said, hey, what? We have to do something this year with the designers, but not the adult designers. We want to blood a new cohort of designers ages 7 to 21. So the things that you're witnessing here in these cases are by young people ages 7 to 21. These are the winning kings and queens of the Red Cross competition. You'll see the ages on the cards, like that whole row there is 7 to 12. Of course, the conclusion that you will reach when you look through and you look at these things is the adults should be ashamed of themselves. Shame. Game of Thrones, shame, shame. Shame. Walking through the streets naked, shame. Because look at the inventiveness of these kids. There are 2 sets of miniatures in this room. The next set is by this youth. Young youth just left here with his mom from East Port of Spain. His name is Tremaine Fraufelder. He is the country's principal miniatures. He does scale models of houses down to 1.5 inches. So this house that you're in, he can reproduce this house to scale 1.5 inches. You can take a magnifying glass and go down, and everything that every detail you will see every single detail, 1.5 inches. During COVID, he got it in his head that he wanted to do all of Peter Minchel's Kings and Queens. It was his first venture into the figurative, and he started them, and that's what you see here on this back table. By next year, he would have completed all of Minchel's Kings and Queens, and more than that, he's now joining with us, and we are going to do, we say that the cathedral we're supposed to build, the Carnival and Steeple Museum, should have recreated the 100 greatest costumes of all time. We are going to recreate all 100 greatest costumes of all time in miniature with Tremaine, hopefully by next year. Sacred and Profane and Fly Fly Sleep Fly from Pantheon, the butterfly band, which after that rain was sat up here all over the place now in mass. The Merry Monarch from Carnival is Color, and the Devil Ray from Carnival of the Sea. And then he did the traditional mask characters. The importance of the traditional mask characters, the Midnight Robber, the Peregrine, and all of these things. Every single structural innovation that you see in the King and Queens, every load-bearing stuff that you see going this way, that way, and stuff, is based upon what came out from the traditional masqueraders. So the collar of the King Sailor, which bears weight and movement from off the neck. The backpack of the Fancy Sailor, which now Hollywood and everybody on the planet now using that backpack. Started by the King Sailor, which all the load for the carnivals, everything is now loaded up at that back. The Borokeet, which takes movement off the shoulders and off the waist and takes it horizontally backwards and forwards. All of those innovations. The bat, which takes movement from off the foot and the hand through a membrane and through spines, which Peter Minchell would then use to create Tantan and Salaboy, connected movement to the hand and the foot. Every single innovation came from these characters, 150 years old plus. Ex-slave things from ancestral masquerade and that kind of stuff. It goes to show you just how much you can develop from yourself if you matriculate with your origins. That you don't have to go outside to get the solutions. Peter Mitchell had to go to the top art academy in England to realize that the Western canon had none of the solutions that he required to do the things that he wanted to do. That all the solutions he had left behind on the streets of East Portersville. So when he started to construct, and he left the opera and turned towards the carnival, he would become the person, of course, that would be the most commissioned artist to do Olympic Games, which is the largest choreography of human beings on the planet. Right? So Barcelona, Atlanta, and Utah, he did the openings of all three, and he won the Emmy for Best Costuming for the final one, Utah Winter Games. All of that based on the Trinidad Carnival and these things. So there are all kinds of things here. I'm going to leave you all this thing of meditation and this. If you know Trinidadians, or you will know this, you will know Trinidadians doing this gesture, chipping forward with their arms open like that. I was struck with that gesture because other people don't do that. And when you do that abroad, you'll hear, especially at the Caribbean, say Trinidad again. When Trinidad, oh God, oh no, I reach, you know, like Trinidad. You know? I was thinking about, you know, that gesture is a king and queen. That is actually as if we have an invisible king and queen, as if every Trinidadian carrying, a friend says, our spiritual costume. It's like if we have it on us all the time, bursting out from every chakra, every stuff. So I asked a guy to partner my normal, who's the top AI artist, and told him, normal, give me the energy that's coming out of Trinidad when we do that. But the reason why I did that is because, okay, it's a meditation on the gesture and on the basis of the king and queen. But it's also a meditation on the youths who in the carnival now, the bikini people who don't do that. They don't do that. they into the self. It's about self. This, that's appetite. It's all appetite. It's me. What I get in is mine. My time, even the samba girls with just a little tassel and the G-string. Is that they're giving people, it's the dancing for the people, it's that, not the young masquerader. The young masquerader, so there's no spectacle for people, even in the nakedness or the little adornment that they do have. It's all, there's no give. That is the death of something serious. It is a huge, it is something that you have to mark the passing of something like that, and that's something that you have to rally to save, because that is not a simple little thing that you should just let loose and die in the corner. That is a serious, serious thing. And if that goes, then who are we? What are we left with? So I'm going to leave you with that contemplation and say that, we have the dark room, immersive King and Queen's dark room upstairs. Most people have never seen a King and Queen live in motion. Some people only see them on pictures and whatever on the screens. So we try to create a room which gives people the experience of what to scale the King and Queens, especially some of the old King and Queens who people never see move and that kind of stuff. So it's a 12-minute loop. So give it some time. There'll be all kinds of different characters. You might recognize some of them that will appear and disappear inside there. So some stylized footage. Remember, we're using TTT footage, so this is not Netflix HD, right? Everybody who knows TTT footage, even at the best of times. Yeah, you know what I mean? But we treated the footage and we did stylized stuff with it. So check it out. We have things outside. And then we ask everybody to do two things before you leave. Sign the book at the back. There's a visitor's book. There are books for sale as well. But there's a visitor's book at the back. We ask everybody to sign it. And we also ask you to tie a gold ribbon onto a heart that is in the other room. You'll see a hanging wire-bended heart. That was created by Senor Gomez, one of the greatest wire-benders in Trinidad and Tobago history. We were doing a movie called The Princess. It was a sci-fi fantasy movie about a little 6-year-old princess with a kingdom that was defended by traditional masked characters. And so it's a local Dreamtime kingdom. And I said that the symbol of the kingdom, the seal of the kingdom is the heart. All the traditional masqueraders up to the 50s used to wear a heart on their chest plate, right? A forlorn, a sacred heart. Also the key combo is also a key combo sign. I told Senor, I'm thinking about this thing, the throne room and stuff, and this heart with gold leaf and gold foil and all this gold stuff hanging about. He said, I know what you're talking about, The next morning, Senor comes with that 4-foot by 4-foot heart and 100 small miniature 3-dimensional hearts for me. And I said, what the hell? I said, Senor, what the hell? I was just thinking about this thing, and so he said, no, you don't worry about that, man. I just knocked that off in no time, man. I just do that for you. I just knocked that off in no time. Don't worry about that, man. You see that heart I do there? That's just a sketch, right? So that 4-foot by 4-foot heart. When you want to see the art, right? That was him sketching the idea of whatever. Unfortunately, we never got to shoot the movie, and unfortunately, Senor passed on about 3 years ago. One day we hope to do that movie. But one thing that we're going to do for sure is that we're going to finish that heart. We're going to finish the heart of the kingdom. And the first set of adornment on it is you, the people. So every single gold ribbon that you see there is a visitor to Pantheon. And we ask all of you to tie a gold ribbon before you leave with what you do. All right? So thank you so much. Enjoy the exhibition, enjoy the exhibition, enjoy the exhibition. Before you leave, remember to sign the book and tie that gold ribbon onto the heart. And God save.